The Liberia Legal Information Institute is an exciting initiative of Liberians supported by ABA ROLI and U.S. Agency for International Development. Liberli, as it is known, will allow free online access by unprecedented numbers of Liberians to their nation's legal information, including court opinions and laws. Liberia suffered from war and instability from 1990 through 2003, resulting in hundreds of thousands of lives lost and tremendous damage to Liberia's human and physical infrastructure. Liberia's legal system at all levels was left in tatters. The systems that preserved legal information withered and critical information was dispersed, including collections of law, court opinions, and other information vital to the administration of justice. 2 years of transitional government followed a peace agreement signed in 2003. In 2005, the current government came to power through elections seen as free and fair. That government has made good governance and rule of law one of its priorities. But the lack of strong legal information systems has left a void in access to legal information for legal professionals and the general public. The initiative to provide greater access to laws for Liberians has been on a fast track since October 2010, when Liberia's Minister of Justice indicated to the ABA Rule of Law Initiative that the government of Liberia desired to open discussions concerning the design and implementation of an online library that would provide Liberians with free access to law. In October 2010, ABA ROLI responded to the minister by making a presentation to the minister and senior ministry staff. Our presentation included a review of several legal information institutes that form a network called the Free Access to Law Movement. These legal information institutes, representing the legal information of more than 30 nations, agreed to collaborate and share their online law libraries to a World Legal Information Institute. They subscribe to what is called the Montreal Declaration on Free Access to Law. At our presentation to the Ministry of Justice officials, we went online to demonstrate the Ugandan Legal Information Institute, located at www.ulii.org, and the Southern Africa Legal Information Institute, located at www.saflii.org, and several other legal information institutes. The excitement brewed at building such an online library for Liberia. At the initial meeting, the Legal Information Institute, or Liberli, was agreed upon as the name for Liberia's online law library. The Minister of Justice requested that ABA ROLI assist governmental and non-governmental stakeholders to establish Liberli, prioritizing legal information in the following sequence. In Phase 1, Liberli will contain Supreme Court opinions, statutes, the Constitution of Liberia, and handbills or new legislation. In Phase 2, which is expected to start in August 2011, concession agreements, agency regulations, treaties, law journals, and select information for public awareness about rule of law will be added to Liberli. From the start of the Liberli initiative, ABA ROLI has recognized that in order to be sustainable, it is critical that Liberians have ownership of Liberli. A project advisory committee representing 5 stakeholders has been formed and meets frequently to guide development of Liberli and develop an autonomous governance structure. By the end of May 2011, Liberli will be incorporated as a non-profit organization with a board that represents the key stakeholders, including the Ministry of Justice, the Law Reform Commission of Liberia, the Liberian National Bar Association, Liberia's Judicial Training Institute, and the Lewis Arthur Grimes School of Law, the nation's only school of law. Technical development of Liberia is an enormous task involving development of online databases, sophisticated search capability, and the digitization of legal information from hard copy. A key partner in this effort is the Australasian Legal Information Institute, known as AUSLI, a non-for-profit facility dedicated to the development and provision of free online access to legal information, which is operated as a joint project of the law faculties at the University of Technology, Sydney, and the University of New South Wales, both in Australia. AUSLI has developed the online technology for Liberia, including an online portal with a sophisticated search engine that is located at www.liberly.org. Cornell University Law School Library, located in the United States, has also pledged its support to the development of Liberia. Cornell previously supported the codification of laws and the publishing of Liberia's Supreme Court opinions, and maintains a collection of other legal information relevant to Liberia. Cornell has offered a digital collection of treaties ratified by Liberia and will also host what is referred to as a mirror site for liberly.org. ABA ROLI's role is twofold in the development of Liberia. First, we are supporting the sustainability of Liberia by working with Liberian stakeholders to develop an autonomous, stakeholder-managed organization. Second, we manage the process of digitizing Liberia's case law, statutes, and other legal information through a processing unit located at the Lewis Arthur Grimes School of Law, one of Liberia's key stakeholders. The Liberia Processing Unit, staffed by 3 online legal editors and managed by an attorney, locates legal information and digitizes it for inclusion in the Liberia Online Library. Digitized legal information is then transferred to AUSLI, where the Liberia Online Libraries are maintained with state-of-the-art equipment. Eventually, all of Liberia's online information will be transferred from the computer server in Australia to a server located in Liberia. The war in Liberia resulted in the complete destruction of Liberia's communication systems. Can you imagine a country where not a single telephone landline was left intact? That would be Liberia. But 7 years after the war's end, Liberians are eager to catch up, and most, whether urban or rural, now have access to mobile phones. While internet access is still a dream for the majority of Liberians, most legal professionals and students have access to the internet and eagerly embrace new technology. It is expected that the linkage of Liberia to a fiber optic undersea cable in 2012 will improve and make less costly internet access. It will not be a big step for many Liberians in the near future to be able to access the internet through their mobile phones. In the meantime, ABA ROLI has supported the development of technology hubs at key facilities, including the Judicial Institute and the Liberian National Bar Association. Indeed, the country's most advanced computer laboratory, developed with ABA support, is at the Lewis Arthur Grimes School of Law, where 20 students at a time can take training classes and go online to access laws. With internet access available now and lower-cost broadband internet on the horizon, the timing of the Liberia initiative will allow unprecedented numbers of Liberians, from lawyers and judges to civil servants and eventually ordinary citizens, to access the law of the land.